Today, we're going to talk about this Midori's Traveller's insert. Right, so the Midori's Traveller notebook insert. I bought this on a whim at some rather high-end expensive store for an outrageous price, just to see what the fuss was all about. Let me see, where is it? It says here. Yes, it says here. Traveller's notebook. It goes with their leather passport cover and some rather thick paper. I actually bought it for two reasons. One, I wanted to try out what the Midori paper was all about. And two, it has perforated pages, which is brilliant. One weird thing, I don't usually write in this aspect ratio. It's weird. I don't know. But this paper is reasonably thick, and I found that this stuff makes really good small cards for whatever occasion. Let's say Christmas. It's pretty smooth. Of course, we're going to have to do some pen testing. It's pretty thick compared to like Tomorrow River and well, any paper whatsoever. This is basically thin card paper. And so I will now do a few tests. I'm not saying this is the only paper that Midori has or that it's representative of Midori paper, but for anyone curious, if they just want to just get some Midori paper to try out. Right, first up is my Pilot Parallel 3.8. It's thick, it's the wettest pen I have. Say, and I currently have it inked with some Iroshizuku Soiro, the Mountain Dew on Pine Trees thing. So, that's the 3.8 mm. It's the thickest, wettest pen I have. If you take a look at the back, there's a little bit of bleed through, but otherwise it's fine. I mean, it's the back of the card, so it doesn't matter too much. So really wet, thick pens, Pilot Parallel 3.8s. Be a little bit careful. Let's see, what else do I have? I have here a Twisby. You've seen it before. It has a 1.1 mm stub nib, and it's filled with Iroshizuku Tsukushi, that medium dark brown ink. Dear Brian, and I was going to write Splendor, but I don't have enough space for this. Any suggestions?
Happiness.
That's even longer. Double check the back. This is also a bit wet. Nope, barely any bleed through. And what else do I have? All right, here is my VAC 700. I have it inked up with Parker Blue Crink. Signed, Leo and Crew. One thing about this that I've noticed is that, yes, there's a little bit of bleed through, but usually at this point I would draw something and then use my wet water brush to do some shading. But in this case, when I tried applying my water brush to this is supposed to be for Brian, but if this messes up, there's nothing I can do. When I actually try and smear my own writing, it doesn't work. Despite the fact that most of these inks are basically not waterproof, the ink just doesn't sort of it gets stuck to the paper and it doesn't dissolve in the water that I'm applying with the brush. So I think that's a side effect of the paper absorbing quite a bit of ink, to the point where a little bit shows on the other side, but otherwise there is no science. This is me just totally talking out of my backside. This paper imparts a little bit of water fastness, I mean ink fastness. It doesn't allow much feathering through water spillage. Compare this with something like Tomoe River, and the ink sort of sits there for a long while before it dries. It's like it's absorbed down but doesn't feather. Final thoughts, I have one final color here. Actually, I lie. It's just my Pelikan M215. It's also got your Roshizuku Shiro. Let me draw something for fun, since we're on a sort of square cuboid theme. You can stare into his soul. Does it go through? None. Absolutely none. Well, yeah, basically no. No bleed through, no feathering. And if it's a card, we might as well make it go. Seasons. Greetings. There you go. So, as I'm saying, Midori Traveller's Notebook insert paper, more like thin card. Probably a little bit on the expensive side. I forgot how much I bought it for. Quite a lot compared to my other usual paper, but it has some interesting properties. It's very thick. It gives your ink quite a bit of permanence, more than I would usually expect, and it's lovely to write on. What?
Commercial break?
What's this got to do with me?
It's focusing on the paper.
I don't know.
It's kind of weird. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, what?